Hello, everyone. Today I'm sharing with you the biggest fear for outsourced graphic designers isn't price, it's not knowing how to define requirements. Requirements, document templates for you. This is the most underestimated, yet most fatal problem in many outsourcing collaborations. Because the reality is often, you feel the price is right and the other party isn't a novice, but the project still requires repeated rework. In the end, both parties are exhausted, and you can't help but wonder, is the outsourcing company incompetent? But the truth is often, it's not about the price, it's that you haven't clearly defined your requirements. First, let's state a harsh truth. Knowing how to define requirements determines 80% of the delivery result. Many people think outsourcing failures are due to insufficient design skills, inconsistent aesthetics, or pushing the price too low. But in many real collaborations, the most common reason is only one. The requirements are feeling-based, but you expect a result-oriented delivery. This is impossible. Second, why is not knowing how to define requirements more terrible than a low budget? Low budget, the problem is shoddy work. But the requirements are clear, at least the direction is right. Unclear requirements, the problem is completely wrong direction. No matter how expensive the outsourcing, if the direction is wrong, there will be a lot of rework emotional drain. In the end, it will all be scrapped and started over. One wrong direction, all costs will be amplified. 3. The 3 types of requirements that outsourced graphic designers fear most. First type. Feeling-based requirements. Make it more sophisticated. Have some design sense. Don't make it too ordinary. These words offer almost no help in execution. Second type. Scattered supplementary requirements. Thinking of something and adding it bit by bit today, A, tomorrow, B. The result? The designer will never know if the changes are the final direction. Third type. Reference stacking requirements. Giving a bunch of reference images but not saying, which aspects do you like? Which aspects do you dislike? Which ones can't be used? The more references, the greater the ambiguity. IV. A truly effective requirements document has only one purpose: to reduce ambiguity in judgments. A reliable requirements document isn't about how professionally written it is, but rather about clearly communicating to the implementer what can be changed, what cannot be changed, what constitutes proper implementation. The template below can be directly copied and used. V. Outsourced graphic designer, general requirements document template. You only need to fill it out in order. It will only take 3 to 5 minutes. 1 project background, required. What is this project about? On which platforms will it be used? Taobao, Tmall, Douyin, etc. Is it a new project or an optimization of an existing one? Purpose: to let the designer know in what scenario this judgment is being made. 2. Usage: location, scenario, required. Main image, details, page, homepage, banner, SKU. Image aspect, ratio requirements, e.g., 1.1, 9.16, 16.9. Purpose: to avoid good-looking images that are unusable. 3. Core objective of this version, write only one. The most important aspect of this version is, what should the user perceive at first glance? For example, hassle-free, professional, cost-effective, suitable for beginners, stable and reliable. Only write one, more will lead to confusion. 4. Style boundaries, very crucial. Overall. Tendency, restrained, active, rational, emotional. Are there any color restrictions, 3 colors, brand colors preferred, etc.? Are complex backgrounds, decorative elements avoided? Purpose: to prevent what you think is sophisticated, they perceive as just flashy. 5. Must adhere to and clearly defined no-go zones. Unusable colors, styles, unusable expressions, platform compliance requirements, e.g., no exaggeration, no promises. Purpose: to nip rework in the bud. 6. Judgment criteria: determines the number of reworks. What constitutes okay? Is clarity prioritized or atmosphere prioritized? When placed with existing pages, is consistency or highlighting the design? Purpose: to make modifications. Convergence, not trial and error. 6. Why does this template significantly reduce rework? Because it does. 4 things for you. First, define the purpose, then define the focus. Clearly define boundaries, provide judgment criteria. When these are aligned before the final design is produced, the designer is simply executing, not guessing. A truth for everyone who has outsourced worked: what outsourced graphic designers fear most is not you thinking it's too expensive. Instead, you can't quite articulate your needs, but you want things done right the first time. When you learn to clearly articulate your requirements, you'll find design becomes smoother, communication becomes easier, and collaborations become more stable. In short, the core competency of outsourcing collaboration isn't about how to negotiate prices, but about how to articulate requirements. When you use a clearly structured requirements document and prioritize your judgment criteria, outsourcing will truly transform from repeated rework to work flowing smoothly.